Hello everybody and welcome to Redmond CS Finney Athletic Center as we get set to tip off this second game in the Sherman-Bristow tip-off basketball tournament between the Gilman Greyhounds and the Friends School Quakers. I'm Hap Conover alongside Essex there, and Essex, after let's say a blowout in the first game, hoping for a pretty exciting game here in the second one.
Absolutely. West Nottingham Academy put on a show against Concordia Prep earlier, starting at 4:15. So the winner of Gilman versus Friends here will face off against West Nottingham, that is, and then the loser will face off against Concordia at 4:15 tomorrow, and then the championship at 6. It's going to be an exciting game here. One of the things I do want to point out tonight is known as the sixth man for this Gilman basketball team early into the season, Matt Smith, is facing off against his former school in Friends. He had to sit out a year, as we mentioned, on Tuesday night last year after that transfer, and now he's able to play, and his second game of his career at Gilman is going to be against his former school in Friends.
And Gilman looking to grab their first win of the season after falling to Bristow on Tuesday, 61-54. So the schools will introduce the starting lineups now, as Friends will be introduced. This is the first game of the season for Friends, and they are a pretty young team overall. Just one senior on the roster. That's number 4, Kayvon Samuels.
Number 4, Kayvon Samuels.
Certainly not looking like a very tall team in Friends, Hap. I just recognize, for those who don't know, that Friends is in the B conference in the MIAA, so certainly not at the top tier level in the MIAA or in the state of Maryland, but certainly nonetheless going to be a good contest tonight. But just from early perspectives and opinions, not looking like an overly tall team lining up against Gilman, but probably the tallest looking player. We don't have heights here for Friends. We do have heights for Gilman, but number 2, Craig Johnson, is looking like a rather tall player for Friends. Maybe put him around, I don't know, have to say 6'4", 6'5".
It's probably about right. Obviously, Gilman's tallest player is Roman Hines. They list him at 6'7". He may be actually closer to 6'8". Starting lineup for Friends so far: number 2, Chase Kirkwood; number 12, Jack Bauer; number 21, Alexander Jones; number 4, Kayvon Samuels; and number 3, Craig Johnson. Excuse me, Eric Hunter.
At one guard, number 2, Kai Wilson.
Starting lineup for Gilman against Gerstel was Kai Wilson, Jalen Rucker, Kieran Sandy, Malik Missouri, and Mike Willis. We'll see if the Greyhounds go with those same 5 to begin today's game.
At the other guard, number 3, Jalen Rucker.
Jalen Rucker was the star of last game for the Greyhounds, Essex. He put up over 20 points and was certainly the offensive catalyst for this Greyhound team.
Absolutely, Hap. Whenever you're thinking about Gilman basketball, you have to think about Jalen Rucker. He's certainly a threat from anywhere on the court, especially behind the three-point line, especially if he can get hot, which the Hounds will certainly be hoping that can happen tonight. But when he does get hot, he can certainly start draining shots from anywhere on the court. He's certainly a threat.
We already have a change from last game's starting lineup, as Jordan Foster, the sophomore, is going to start for Gilman.
Number 11, Malik Missouri.
Malik Missouri is going to start as well, so I think they're going to take Mike Willis out of the starting lineup and insert Jordan Foster.
And Hap, Malik Missouri listed at 6'5", is only a freshman, and someone that we mentioned last time in our scouting report from Mike Willis. Even though he's only a freshman, he's certainly just such a raw prospect and has a lot of potential for this Gilman Greyhounds team, and someone that Mike mentioned might be a high D1 prospect in 3 years when he reaches his senior year. Someone you could probably compare to Marvin Bagley Jr., or the third, excuse me, down at Duke. both in their freshman year and certainly of the same kind of physical size, and certainly both with a lot of potential.
So the teams get set to tip off here as we begin the second game of this Sherman Bristow tip-off basketball tournament. Pretty nice crowd on hand here, much bigger than the first game. Obviously Gilman being the host of this tournament in its 20th year now. They've won 8 times previously and have been in the championship game all but twice. So they've certainly experienced a lot of success here over the years.
And of course, Hap, this tournament in honor of Mr. Sherm Bristow, an icon here at Gilman, so all the thanks to him and honoring him in this tournament tonight.
Alexander Jones tips off for Friends, but Jordan Foster gets it for the Greyhounds. He quickly lays it up, but is unable to finish it. Kayvon Samuels has it now for Friends. He'll bring it up the court for the Quakers. As Friends gets set here. Jack Bauer now with it. And Craig Johnson will run point. There's Johnson driving, floater up and good. So Friends gets on the board first and grabs a 2-0 lead.
And Hap, something here that's really imperative for the Greyhounds is not giving up too many early shots. They've really got to get into this game early, just as they were about to do there. It looked like Malik Missouri was going to lay that one easily, but couldn't do it. It's really important for the Hounds that they're able to get these shots in early and start with strong defense, because they can't get behind on teams early. They certainly need to get out to a good start.
So now Eric Hunter will take it up for Friends. As last game, Gilman took a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter, but was outscored by 17 en route to a 7-point loss. Foul there called against Eric Hunter, and that'll be the first of the half against Friends. Jordan Foster will inbound for Gilman and get it to Malik Missouri. Here's Jalen Rucker for 3, and it's good. Jalen Rucker gets on the board early for Gilman, canning a 3-pointer, and Gilman takes a 1-point lead. Here's Craig Johnson now for Friends. Dangerous pass there. Now Kayvon Samuels holds it for the Quakers. Gilman playing some aggressive defense here early. Here's Jack Bauer for 3. That's off the mark, and Jordan Foster will grab the rebound. And he'll look to push here for Gilman. Coast to coast, and it's good. A nice play right there from Jordan Foster, laying it up and in. Gilman now leads 5-2.
That transition is going to be really important for this Greyhounds offense tonight, Hap. Running through Jalen Rucker and Jordan Foster, that's really important for this team.
Here's Jack Bauer now. He'll take a contested shot there. That'll go off of Kieran Sandy, and Friends will retain possession.
And that's something that the Greyhounds had trouble in doing on Tuesday night against Gerstel Academy. They had some trouble with their defensive rebounding, certainly giving up a lot of unnecessary offensive rebounds that helped retain the possession for the Falcons, and they certainly don't want to do that tonight against Friends.
Nice steal by Jordan Foster, and he will slam it home. Jordan Foster with the monster dunk here after the steal. And this Gilman crowd is energized. They now lead 7-2.
And I knew it was going to happen at some point. I actually thought it would happen later in the season, but finally all that practice has come to fruition, and Jordan Foster finally got that dunk that he so much craved. And I'm glad we were able to get that on Greyhound TV. That's going to be around forever. Jordan Foster getting that first competitive dunk.
Travel called on Jack Bauer there, so Gilman will take over. Here's Jalen Rucker now. This crowd pumped up after that dunk from Jordan Foster. Here's Malik Missouri. Foster with the dish to Kieran Sandy. That's off the mark. And Friends will grab the rebound.
Even though the Hounds didn't get points there, Jordan Foster is certainly looking hot early with that no-look pass. That dunk and that pass are really good signs for Jordan for this game tonight.
Kayvon Samuels, nice pass right there. And Craig Johnson lays it up and in for Friends. So the Quakers cut the lead to 3. And Jalen Rucker will take it up now for Gilman. Rucker into the lane. They're going to call a foul on the floor there. That'll be the second of the half against Friends. And Roman Hines will check in for Kieran Sandy. Hines, the 6'7" sophomore. Here's a pass to Malik Missouri, who puts it up and is unable to get it to go, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And certainly watch out for this height advantage with Roman Hines on the court now. Listed at 6'7", as you said earlier, Hap, but certainly more around a 6'8" height, and then lining up with, we don't have the heights for Friends, but the tallest player on the court now for the Quakers, number 21, Alexander Jones, who must be at least 2 or 3 inches shorter than Roman Hines, so certainly a height advantage on the inside for the Hounds.
Malik Missouri hits both free throws for Gilman as they take a 9-4 lead. Eric Hunter will take it up for Friends, and now Kayvon Samuels. Friends going with a guard-heavy lineup here to start. Kayvon drives, and a foul call against Jordan Foster. As Kayvon, the quick step there. That'll be the second of the half on Gilman. Craig Johnson will inbound here for the Quakers. Another foul called here against Gilman. We'll see who they put that one on. Looks like they're going to call that on number 0, Jordan Foster. That's his second. So he's going to probably have to check out of the game after 2 quick fouls. So Essex, that's definitely disappointing for Gilman, as Jordan Foster was providing that offensive spark, but he's going to have to take a seat on the bench.
And that's something we saw on Tuesday night. The Hounds getting into foul trouble. They were quickly into the double bonus in the second half, and that seriously caused problems later in the game where they instantly sent Gerstel to the line with every foul, and the Hounds don't want to get into that kind of trouble tonight against a team that can knock down free throws.
Brandon Madison checks in for Foster, and he hits a nice floater in the lane. So Brandon Madison scores quickly, coming off the bench for Gilman.
And just as you said, Hap, in our pregame meeting, Brandon Madison has such a clean shot, and certainly there with that clean one there right through the net. What a shot from Brandon Madison.
Another foul there against Gilman. That's going to go against Kai Wilson, but that is the 4th of the half on Gilman. Kayvon Samuels now running point for Friends. He'll dish to Craig Johnson, and a nice block right there. I think Malik Missouri got a piece of that one. Jalen Rucker also defending. That ball will go out of bounds, and Friends will retain possession. But a nice start defensively here from Gilman. That ball out on Kayvon Samuels, and Gilman will take over.
And good defense there from Kai Wilson to force Samuels to tip that one out of bounds. Just as he said, Hap, the Gilman defense looking very strong here early in this one.
Here's Malik Missouri from the elbow, and that stroke is clean. So Malik Missouri having a nice start here for Gilman, as they have a 9-point lead just over halfway through the first quarter. Rebound from Malik Missouri there after the miss by Eric Hunter. Here's Brandon Madison. He'll find Kai Wilson. Throws up a wild shot, but he gets fouled. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And a little slow to get up is Kai Wilson. Having trouble putting pressure on what appears to be that left leg, but it looks like he's going to stay in the game and take those 2 free throws that he gets. But we'll see how that affects him as this half moves along.
He'll hit the first one as Mike Willis will check in for Malik Missouri. Mike, who started the first game of the year against Gerstel, coming off the bench here against Friends. And Kai Wilson hits both. So it did look like he got hurt, and he's going to head to the bench now as Matt Smith will check in, the former Quaker, facing off against his old team, as we said in the pregame. There's Kayvon Samuels now. He'll find Craig Johnson. Samuels on the drive. Travel called against Kayvon, and Gilman will take over. So a nice start here so far for this Gilman defense, Essex.
And just as a timeout appears to be called by Gilman, something that we've just saw there from head coach Will Bartz was at one point putting a double on the far side of the court, and a little bit of a press from that Gilman defense, something that is certainly going to put pressure on that Quakers offense. And just a little trickery shown here early in this first quarter, that is, from newly appointed Gilman head coach Will Bartz, who's done an amazing job here early in his career at Gilman and continues to do so from a coaching perspective, and also, as we mentioned on Tuesday, from a recruiting perspective as well. And things looking really strong here for Gilman, not only in the perspective of looking into the future, but here tonight as well with that 11-point lead here with only 3:08 left in this first quarter already. The Hounds getting off to a healthy lead here.
Matt Smith will inbound to Jalen Rucker. Rucker, the only starter in right now for Gilman. As Roman Hines sets a pick. Here's Rucker with the dish to Mike Willis, who has trouble handling it. He'll put it up in the lane, and that will fall. So Mike Willis gets his first points of the game, and Gilman takes a 13-point lead. Looked like Kayvon Samuels dribbled that one off his ankle, and Gilman takes over after another Friends turnover. Here's Rucker now looking to push, and he lays it up in a nice lefty layup right there from Jalen Rucker. And more sloppy play from Friends, although that's going to, yep, that is going to be a turnover. So Friends being a bit careless with the ball here early. And Rucker will look to push again. Matt Smith in the corner for three. Air ball, Roman Hines grabs the rebound. He's unable to put it back in, but here's Mike Willis. And Willis is off the mark as well. So Gilman can't capitalize on the offensive rebounds, and Friends will head the other way. Here's Kayvon Samuels in the lane, and a nice move from Samuels. He lays it up and in.
And it looks like right off the get-go on the defensive side, the Greyhounds are starting to pull a full-court pressure, that is, on the Quakers, and it might be working, causing all these turnovers.
Here's Matt Smith canning a three against his old team, and Gilman now has a 16-point lead. Here's Samuels now driving into the lane again. Another nice move, and he puts it in again. Kayvon Samuels showing some nice offensive moves early in this game. As Gilman still has a sizable lead. Here's Jalen Rucker now in the lane. He'll find Roman Hines, who puts it up and in. So Roman's first points of the game. Kieran Sandy and Malik Missouri ready to check in at the next whistle. Samuels once again driving, kicking this time. That ball off the mark from Craig Johnson. And a foul called there against Friends.
Really good job there by Mike Willis, boxing out that Friends offensive man and able to just box him out just enough to cause that over the back reach foul. And he got the rebound anyway, so two really good plays there for Mike Willis defensively.
Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. Gilman leads by 16. There's Brandon Madison with another dish to Matt Smith in the corner. That ball off the mark. Mike Willis able to grab the rebound, and he puts it, I think he was just trying to throw that off a defender, but he found Matt Smith for the easy lay-in. So Smith with 5 points against his team, his old team, I should say. Here's Kayvon Samuels with the dish. Charles Leibowitz off the mark there, and Malik Missouri grabs the rebound. He'll push it up to Matt Smith, who finds Mike Willis, who puts it up and in. Mike Willis having a nice start to this game, and Gilman now grabs a 20-point lead.
Really pretty finish there from Mike Willis to put that one in under pressure.
Leibowitz now, first time in the game for Friends. Kayvon Samuels for three. That ball off the mark, but Leibowitz able to grab the rebound, but it looked like he was out of bounds, and he was. So with 3.6 seconds left to go in the quarter, Gilman will have it from their own baseline. We'll see if they're able to get anything before the half. Excuse me, the end of the quarter. Here's Malik Missouri. He'll shoot from 3. Got a nice look at it, but that's off the mark. So at the end of the first quarter, Gilman leads 28-8 as the Greyhounds, with a much better offensive start to the game than they had their last time out. And this is bigger than any lead they had against Gerstel, who is also a B conference team. So some adjustments were made during the week. You could tell Essex during that first quarter.
Absolutely. I think it just starts with the starting lineup bringing in Jordan Foster, who was pretty dynamic to begin with that no-look pass that you saw, and then also that dunk that is pretty unforgettable. And then Matt Smith doing well as well, getting that 3 and also that lovely 2 off the pass from Mike Willis. The offense just all together looking good as a cohesive unit, and the same can probably be said for the defense as well. They're certainly doing a lot better on the defensive boards, getting a lot more of those and shortening those offensive possessions. That's also always something that you look for from a team defensively, and I think altogether the Greyhounds are looking really strong here as they're heading into the second quarter with a 20-point lead. So that's something that you're certainly looking for with only 1 quarter down and 3 to go.
Kieran Sandy and Jordan Foster check into the game for the Greyhounds. Foster had that electric dunk in the first quarter, but he did pick up 2 quick fouls. He'll guard Kayvon Samuels now. He finds Craig Johnson. Here's Samuels once again working against Foster. He'll slip on the floor and a travel called there. So Friends having some difficulty holding on to the ball, as that's their 7th or 8th turnover so far in the game.
And you can just tell the way the defense is playing right now for Gilman in the facial expressions and the actions of head coach Will Bartz on the sideline. A lot of the times during the game against Gerstel, you could see a frown on Bartz's face, but pretty much all day today he's been clapping and smiling. So certainly pleased with what he's seeing early in this game.
Beautiful pass right there from Kieran Sandy to find Roman Hines, as Gilman scores its 30th point of the game. And a nice steal right there from Brandon Madison, who'll take it the other way. Madison lays it up and in. So Gilman turning defense into offense here in this game, as they now lead by 24. There's Craig Johnson, blocked by Kieran Sandy, as Sandy was right there to say no. Kieran the other way, lays it up and in. Nice job running the floor right there from Kieran Sandy.
And just as you said, Hap, this wonderful defense that the defensive show that you could say the Hounds are putting on right now is really turning into offensive points, and just it's all together right now looking really good for the Hounds after a tough loss to Gerstel. They're clearly trying to turn things around here tonight.
Craig Johnson now, nice spin move in the lane, unable to connect, but he'll grab his own rebound. Misses again, and Malik Missouri will grab it this time. Here's Missouri looking to push for Gilman. He'll pull up from the elbow and hits off the rim. Rebound right there by Charles Leibowitz. Right there, foul called as Craig Johnson was driving. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Zach Franks now checking into the game for the first time this season. We did not see him at all against Gerstel. And Jalen Rucker will also come back into the game for Gilman. Greg Johnson hits the first of 2. So we'll see how the junior Zach Franks performs here. Star player for this Gilman football team. We've not yet seen him here on the hardwood. Gilman going with a big lineup now with Roman Hines and Zach Franks.
To add on to that too, Malik Missouri, you've got 3 big men on the court for the Hounds.
Jordan Foster and Jalen Rucker are the 2 guards, and Foster will take it up now for Gilman. Here's Missouri now. Franks down low. Finds Roman Hines. And Gilman will kick it back out to Rucker. Defended by Eric Hunter. Rucker drives on him. Dishes out to Missouri for 3. And it's good. Malik Missouri hits a three, and Gilman rolling here early, now up 26.
And on that one, Malik Missouri's foot was just touching the line, so the referee's going to give him only 2 on that one.
Here's Kayvon Samuels now for the Quakers. He'll look to find Jack Bauer. Foul called right there as Craig Johnson was driving. I think that'll go against Roman Hines. So he'll be back at the line to shoot too. Zach Dixon going to check into the game for the Greyhounds. This will be his first appearance of the season. And John McGowan will also come in for the Greyhounds. We did see him a little bit against Gerstel. So Will Bart's using the whole lineup early in this game, as Gilman certainly has a comfortable lead, up 25 at the moment. Johnson hits the second. Jalen Rucker will take it up for Gilman. And Jordan Foster take it now for the Hounds. He'll pull up from 3. He's off the mark there. Zach Dixon grabs the rebound, but he tried to throw it off a friend's defender, and Kayvon Samuels grabbed it for the Quakers. He'll drive into the lane. Off the mark there. Foster grabs the rebound. Driving into the lane. That ball off the mark, but a foul called, and Foster will go to the line to shoot 2.
Lovely drive there from Jordan Foster with the quick hands. Almost got that one to the net, and luckily enough, even though he missed it, was fouled, so he's going to get 2 here. And that's the 5th foul on Friends tonight, so both teams starting to get towards the single bonus, with the Hounds at 6 fouls and the Quakers at 5, with 4:39 left in this first half.
And Foster misses them both, but Zach Dixon grabs the rebound, kicks it out to John McGowan, who shoots a 3. That's off the mark. And Alexander Jones will grab it for Friends. They'll look to push, and here's Eric Hunter for 3. That ball off the mark. Zach Franks tips it to Jordan Foster, who'll look to push. Here's Jalen Rucker. Nice pass to Zach Dixon, but he loses the ball on his way up, and that'll be going the other way. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the half. Gilman with a comfortable lead of 24. As Kayvon Samuels takes it up for the Quakers. Hunter now driving. Nice defense right there from Zachary Franks. Jones for 3. That's off the mark. And John McGowan will grab the rebound from Gilman. So Friends struggling from beyond the arc so far. Here's Jalen Rucker for 3. And that will miss as well. Craig Johnson grabs the rebound and gives it to Kayvon Samuels.
The Hounds starting to miss a little bit from outside. They've got to get their shooting hands back on it. Having some trouble there.
Foul right there from Jalen Rucker as he reached across. That'll be the 7th of the half on Gilman. So that should put Friends into the bonus as Kai Wilson checks in for Jordan Foster.
So Friends is going to go to the line with their first foul of the bonus, and it's going to be a 1-and-1.
Kayvon Samuels will shoot for the Quakers, the only senior on this Friends team. He'll miss that first one, and Kai Wilson grabs the rebound. They're going to call a travel on Wilson, so Gilman gives it right back. Craig Johnson will inbound here for Friends. Nice steal right there from Jalen Rucker, and he'll look to push for Gilman. Rucker will take it back out and settle for Gilman. Working on Eric Hunter. Here's Zach Dixon in the lane, and a nice fadeaway shot right there as Gilman now leads by 26.
Really aggressive shot there inside the post from Zachary Dixon. Certainly, considering it's being his first game on varsity, really smart play there and aggressive to get up and put that one through the net.
Here's Craig Johnson. Nice spin move. Lays it up, and that one will not go down. Looked like a nice shot. Jalen Rucker now pushing for Gilman. He lays it up, and a nice bucket in transition right there for Jalen Rucker.
Really looking pro-like for a pro-like night that is for Jalen Rucker. His ability to play within the transition has been phenomenal tonight, and as a result, the head coach for the Quakers, Kyle Harmon's going to call a timeout here with the Hounds now up by 28.
So the Quakers will call a full timeout here with 2:27 to go in the first half. So far, a similar game to the first one we saw between West Nottingham and Concordia Prep, as one team just blowing out the other. We'll see how Friends responds here before the end of the half. But thus far, certainly a positive night for Gilman after a pretty heartbreaking loss in their first game of the season, Essex.
Absolutely. Just as you said, a heartbreaking loss, something that maybe you didn't expect on Tuesday night with the Hounds dropping their first game of the season in non-conference action against Gerstel Academy, with Gerstel being a B conference team and the Hounds being an A conference team. Maybe a result you wouldn't expect, but nonetheless, the Hounds coming out tonight to really kind of change the course of their season after that loss. And they're quickly putting the Quakers away, and that's really going to allow head coach Will Bartz, especially in the second half, to utilize his bench effectively and really save up his players for tomorrow night, where we would expect the Hounds, if they continue to play like this, to play at 6 o'clock against West Nottingham Academy.
Kayvon Samuels will take it up now for Friends. Craig Johnson now driving. Travel called right there on Jack Bauer. So Friends continuing to turn the ball over.
It's got to be in about double digits now, Hap, with those turnovers. We don't have that stat on us on hand, but it's got to be around 11, 12, 13 maybe now for the Quakers.
Gilman now working. Zach Franks puts it up. That goes off the rim. So Friends will look to push the other way. Here's Kayvon Samuels working on Mike Willis. Nice move in the lane, but he can't get that one to fall. So Kai Wilson will take it up for the Greyhounds. Foul call there. That'll go against Eric Hunter. It's going to be the 6th of the half against Friends. So Gilman is now in the bonus. They'll shoot a 1-and-1 from here on out. And Charles Leibowitz will check in for Eric Hunter. Kai Wilson running point for the Greyhounds. He'll pull up. Tough shot, and he gets it to go. Nice shot right there from Kai Wilson as Gilman opens up a 30-point lead. Here's Leibowitz. His friends will work it around the perimeter. Craig Johnson working on Zach Dixon, and he gets that one to go. Nice shot from Craig Johnson.
Just as you said, Hap, really nice shot from Johnson, despite the spectacular defense from Zach Dixon, who continually looked to draw a charge there. And Johnson was able to just get up and lay that one up just enough to go through the hoop.
Here's Kai Wilson again for Gilman. We'll find Mike Willis on the wing. Willis, nice interior pass to Zach Dixon, who puts it up and in. Gilman with some nice passing so far tonight. Foul call there on Dixon. It's a foul to Craig Johnson. 48 seconds to go here in the half.
At the line for Friends.
As Friends will shoot a 1-and-1 once again. Craig Johnson at the line for the Quakers.
Johnson shooting one ball.
He's made all 4 of his free throws so far tonight. That went off the mark, and Zach Franks will grab the rebound.
Friends really having trouble converting on those free throws, especially with the 1-and-1, where it's really important to get that first one. They've had both times going up against the 1-and-1, haven't been able to get that first one.
Really nice interior passing again from Gilman. That time Zach Dixon unable to connect on the layup, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Just over 30 seconds to go here in the half, so the shot clock is now turned off. Dixon will miss the first one as Eric Hunter checks back into the game for Friends. As they will take out Kayvon Samuels, the senior. Dixon gets the friendly roll on the second one. Gilman now leads 45-14. His Friends looking to get another bucket here before the half, and another foul on Craig Johnson, or goes against Craig Johnson, as he will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
At the line, number 2 for Friends, Craig Johnson. Johnson shooting 1-and-1.
He'll hit the first and grab a second. Only negative thing you could say about this first half for Gilman is probably the fouls. Essex says they've certainly had a lot, and I'd say most of them were not necessary.
I think that's going to continue to be a process throughout this season, Hap, something that the Hounds had trouble with on Tuesday night as well, their foul trouble, and certainly having a little bit of trouble with that as well here in the first half, almost in the double bonus at 9 fouls. That's going to be something that head coach Will Bartz is probably really going to harp on at halftime, trying to eradicate as many of those as he can from the scoreboard in a game.
So under 10 seconds to go here. Here's Kai Wilson. Floater in the lane is no good. That's going to go off of Friends, though, and Gilman will have one last shot at it with 5.6 seconds to go in the half. So here is John McGowan in the lane. That one just off the mark, and the half will run out. So the score at the half, Gilman leads 45-16 as they put on a dominating offensive performance. So the teams will head to the locker room, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So we will take a short break and see you in about 10 minutes. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the second half here. Gilman holding a 29-point lead, up 45-16. Here in the second game of this Sherman tip-off basketball tournament. West Nottingham Academy beating Concordia Prep 72-45 in the first game. So Gilman in all likelihood will take on West Nottingham tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and Concordia Prep will play Friends in the consolation game at 4:15. Here's Gilman starting the second half on offense. Kieran Sandy sets the ball screen for Jalen Rucker. Starting five back out there for the Greyhounds. Kieran Sandy, nice move on the interior, and he scores the first points of the half for Gilman.
The Hounds offense is looking really strong here in this game against Friends. Certainly a little bit different than what we saw against Bristow on Tuesday. And that defense there with the turnover. Just both sides of the ball looking really strong for the Greyhounds right now, offensively and defensively. Head coach Will Bartz really has to be pleased.
Eric Hunter called for the travel there. So we'll see how long head coach Will Bartz leaves his starters in. Malik Missouri now on the interior. Tough shot from the elbow, and he gets it to fall. Nice game from Malik Missouri as he's hit a number of difficult shots. That one, a turnaround from the elbow. Kayvon Samuels brings it up for the Quakers. Steal right there from Kieran Sandy. Scrum forward on the ground. Jump ball, it looks like, and that'll keep it down on that side with Friends.
And it looks like defensively I wouldn't call it exactly an entire press, but Will Bartz is certainly putting on some sort of press inside the half court, sometimes doubling the ball.
Here's Kayvon Samuels driving into the lane. He puts it up, but they're going to call a foul on Kieran Sandy. So Kayvon will head to the line to shoot two.
Foul number 15, Kieran Sandy.
Sandy struggled with fouls in the first game as he fouled out early in the fourth quarter, and that really hurt Gilman as they lost a lot of their rebounding ability down the stretch. Kayvon hits the first. And he connects on the second. So Friends now up to 18 points. Here's Rucker driving into the lane. Kai Wilson kicks it to Malik Missouri. Wild shot there, doesn't go. Kieran Sandy grabs the rebound and scores again. He's doing a nice job on the interior here tonight. Gilman still going with a semi-press. As right there, a foul called against the Greyhounds. That's a tough call. Looked like that might be a jump ball. He's going to go against Jordan Foster, and that's his third. So we'll see how long head coach Will Bartz keeps him in there. Kayvon Samuels driving in the lane. Finds Craig Johnson, who loses it. Foster pushing for Gilman. Finds Rucker. Back out to Missouri. That looked like a foul on the shot, but no call. And Rucker will take it and reset. Here's Kai Wilson. He loses the ball, but they're going to call a foul there against Eric Hunter.
Hap, I can't help mentioning the Gilman offense is looking really fantastic, especially in respect to their passing right now. They've just have the ball on a rope right now, going between all five players on the offensive side of the court, and especially Jalen Rucker, Jordan Foster, and Kai Wilson at the guard positions. They're really getting the ball moving and working it through their big men in Kieran Sandy and Malik Missouri.
Jaden Derry checks in for the first time today for Friends. Here's Jalen Rucker, and a nice shot that was contested, but Jalen Rucker able to get it to go. So Gilman holding strong here early in the third quarter. Here's Craig Johnson, who lays it up and in over Kieran Sandy.
Craig Johnson.
Gilman keeping most of their starters in. Here's Sandy again. Unable to get it to go that time. Craig Johnson tries to go behind the back but loses it. Gilman will push. Here's Kieran dunking for his first slam of the season. As Gilman now leads by 35.
And so the Hounds starting to put on a little bit of a show with their shots, their passes, and Kieran Sandy pulling off that dunk.
Still playing aggressive defense here. Kayvon Samuels, tough shot, unable to get it to go. Kai Wilson grabs the rebound for Gilman. And travel called there. As thought that might have been a foul, but it's going to be a turnover on Gilman, and Friends will take over.
I really think that one could have gone either way. It looked like number 2, Craig Johnson, did put a little bit of his body into Kai Wilson there, forcing him to back up and causing that traveling, but nonetheless, that's going to be a traveling, and the ball's going to go to Friends.
Brandon Madison will check in for Gilman at the next whistle. Tip ball there. Kai Wilson comes up with it. He's fouled on the way up, unable to get that one to go.
Wow.
As they're going to call a foul on Eric Hunter. They're going to wave off the basket, as that was after the foul was called. Matt Smith and Brandon Madison check in for Gilman. As actually they're going to give the ball back to Friends. They must have called a foul on
I think that one was on who's now going to the bench, Jordan Foster.
Oh, they just said it was on Jalen Rucker. I'm not sure what that was, obviously, because it looked like just a transition bucket, but they'll call it on Rucker. Travel right there by Craig Johnson. So Friends continuing to struggle with these turnovers. Here's Mike Willis, who also checked into the game. That ball goes off, number 33, Charles Leibowitz. And Gilman's number 33, Roman Hines, checks in for Kieran Sandy.
And Hap Kieran really having a wonderful game here tonight, especially on the boards and then working inside.
Inbound to Mike Willis. Here's Kai Wilson now. Hines sets the screen. As Wilson finds Madison, who's unable to get that one to go. Still some nice interior passing from the Greyhounds. Foul right there against Brandon Madison, as he made contact with, looked like Craig Johnson in the lane.
Maybe a bit of an unnecessary foul there from Brandon Madison, which now puts the foul count for the Hounds at 4, so forever inching closer to that bonus.
Kayvon Samuels hits the 3 for Friends as he hits that one from the top of the arc. Here's Brandon Madison now. He'll find Kai Wilson on the wing. Mike Willis pulls up. Air ball there, but Matt Smith is able to get the rebound. Willis with the shot fake and finds Kai Wilson. Here's Wilson on the pull-up. That one no good. Kayvon Samuels grabs the rebound and pushes in transition. Lays that one up and off the mark. Gilman going the other way as Kai Wilson unable to get that layup, and Matt Smith can't connect there. So Gilman struggling here as they missed their last 4 or 5 shots. John McGowan's going to check in now for Gilman. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. As Friends will keep most of their starters in. Here's Samuels again from 3. That one off the mark. Rebound there from Alexander Jones. There's a shot from Johnson that's off the mark, and Hines grabs the rebound. And a foul call goes against Alexander Jones. So Hines working on the rebounding. The last game we saw head coach Will Bartz coach him up on that and some defense, as certainly very talented in terms of his natural gifts, but still working on just the fundamentals of the game. Here's Brandon Madison off the mark. McGowan and Willis find the ball. Here's Hines working on the interior. Foul call there goes against Alexander Jones.
And Jones starting to pick up the fouls there, just on going back and forth once between down the court. He got 2 fouls, a foul initially on his offensive side on Roman Hines, and then another one there on Hines again. So Jones really starting to pick up that foul count.
Here's McGowan stuffed right there by Charles Leibowitz. Nice play, but it's going to stay down here for Gilman. Matt Smith inbounds to Mike Willis, who's unable to get that one to go. Here's Jaden Derry bringing it up for the Quakers. 3 ball no good for Craig Johnson. And Mike Willis grabs the rebound there. Here's Matt Smith finding Brandon Madison. Greyhounds working around the perimeter. Roman Hines on the inside. Nice touch off the glass for Roman Hines. And there will be a timeout called here on the floor. Just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. So Gilman now leading by 34, as this game has been over since halfway through the first quarter, Essex.
Yeah, certainly. I think one of the things that is mentionable here is the play from the big men from the Hounds. It's not only the play from the big men, it's the play from all the players around. It's been fantastic. But certainly the big men and Kieran Sandy and also Roman Hines, who even between just 2 games from Tuesday night to tonight, really a huge and solid improvement, especially when it comes to his ability to rebound and shoot, getting that bank shot there, and then also able to get a few rebounds and draw a few fouls. So Roman Hines certainly getting a lot of improvement, and then Kieran Sandy just between the 2 seasons, last season and this one, really improving as well. And I think it also just comes down to the guards who have been playing significantly well as well.
So it'll be interesting to see how Gilman does against West Nottingham Academy in the championship game of this tournament tomorrow, as thus far they've gone 1-1 against B Conference competition if we call this game final. So here's Brandon Madison bringing it up now for Gilman. He'll look to find John McGowan. That interior pass goes off of, it looked like Craig Johnson, so Gilman will retain possession down on this end of the floor. 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Zach Franks and Zach Dixon will check in for Gilman as John McGowan and Roman Hines head to the bench for the Greyhounds. Gilman using the whole bench here in this game. Here's Franks finding Dixon. Dixon picked off right there by Jaden Derry. Here's Derry bringing it up for the Quakers. Layup no good. Rebound, that goes out to Johnson. That's off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds off of Friends, so Gilman will take over. 1:14 to go in the third quarter here as the offense is slowed down for both teams. As for Gilman right now, no starters in the game. Coach Will Bartz getting everyone involved. Here's Brandon Madison taking it up for the Hounds. Zach Ditzing puts it up, and the layup is no good. 3 ball from Leibowitz off the mark, but it's going to stay down here and remain Friends ball.
And we do apologize if you're receiving any background noise. We are pretty close to the student section here at Redmond C.S. Finney Athletic Center, so we do apologize if you're getting any extra sound.
Nice basket right there from Jack Bauer. Gets the floater in the lane. Here's Zach Franks. High arcing shot goes from the elbow. His first points of the season.
John Hay, get the shot.
Jaden Derry bringing it up now for Friends. Craig Johnson, his layup's no good. He grabs his own rebound though. Derry for 3, off the mark. Franks will grab the rebound as under 12 to go now. Here's Madison, nice shot right there from Brandon Madison as he gets the layup in the lane. So Gilman now with 61 points as we will run out the clock in the 3rd quarter. Oh, that half-court shot nearly went for Jaden Derry, but it's just off the mark. So at the end of the 3rd quarter, Gilman leading 61-25.
And we will take a quick break here from Redmond CS Finney Athletic Center. We'll be back in about 2 minutes for the final quarter here between the Gilman Greyhounds and the Friends Quakers.
I couldn't hear it.
So we are back here to start the 4th quarter of play. Gilman leading 61-25. All bench players in right now for Gilman. Nice pass right there from Matt Smith as he finds Zach Dixon. So Gilman still running some offensive plays here and succeeding.
Good apology.
Here's Eric Hunter now for Friends. Jaden Derry pulls up from just inside the arc. Nice shot right there from Derry. As the Hounds pushing it up here again. Turnover, and the Quakers pushing in transition. Here's Craig Johnson laying it up and in. So Friends doing a nice job turning turnovers into points.
Being summoned. Derek, you're being summoned.
Derek.
Here's Brandon Madison now for Gilman. Zach Franks, another high arcing shot. That went off the mark. Mike Willis grabs the rebound, puts it up and in, and the foul. Nice play right there from Mike Willis on the interior. So he'll go to the line to shoot one more, try to complete the 3-point play, and head coach Will Bartz is going to bring in all 5 starters. So looks like he's going to go back to the starting 5. Interesting decision here in a game that's clearly over. Essex. Wonder if he's just trying to get some prep in for tomorrow.
Maybe just trying to open up this scoreboard even more. Certainly a big difference at 65-29 with a difference of 36 points.
So call me, maybe.
Friends sticking with most of their starters so far in the game. Kayvon Samuels for 3. Just off the mark, but on the tip-in, it's good. That's Alexander Jones getting the rebound and the score. So Jalen Rucker takes it up now for Gilman.
The man passes the guy. The man passes the guy.
Kieran Sandy back into the game, working on the wing now. Foul right there against Alexander Jones. So Kieran Sandy continues his nice night in double figures for points. He had a nice block and also that electric dunk early in the game. So Kieran Sandy certainly impressing here tonight.
And Mac, we have to give credit to Charlie Finnerty and Mac Webster for their enthusiastic attempts at commentary to our left. Certainly doing an exemplary job at putting themselves into 3rd and 4th commentary positions tonight.
Kayvon Samuels taking it up for Friends. That ball off the mark. Kieran Sandy grabs the rebound. Gilman pushing in transition. Jordan Foster thought he was going to dunk that one again, but he just lays it in.
It looked like he wanted a second one there, but did the right move and just going for the layup.
Jaden Derry pulls it into the lane. He'll be fouled on the shot attempt. It's going to go against Kieran Sandy. So Derry will go to the line to shoot 2. Friends trailing by 36 here with just over 5.5 to go in the game. Derry unable to get the first one to go. Kamari Johnson checks into the game for the first time for Friends. So the only players we have yet to see for the Quakers are Chase Kirkwood, Quincy Marchalaya, and Dwayne Gilliam. Gilman sticking with their starting 5 for now, as Jalen Rucker brings it up the floor. Here's Jordan Foster for 3. That one won't go, but a foul called against Kieran Sandy. That's Kieran's either 3rd or 4th on the day. But Zach Dixon is going to check in for Gilman. So Kieran will head to the bench. As for the 2nd straight game, he has some difficulties with fouling. I don't believe he's fouled out, but that is definitely his 3rd or 4th. Here's Jaden Derry bringing it into the lane for Friends. That one off the mark. Jordan Foster grabbing the rebound. Zach Dixon fouled right there by Eric Hunter. Dixon's done a nice job in this game. He didn't play at all against Gerstel, but he certainly brings a lot of energy to this team and is a nice presence on the interior.
I think at this point happened a game where, just as you mentioned, it was pretty much over halfway through the first quarter. It's now coming down to head coach Will Barch trying to find the right combinations of players leading into the rest of this season. I think it's going to be really important to find what players work well together, and I think he's able to do that tonight, certainly with that this pretty large lead that the Greyhounds have created.
Eric Hunter checks out of the game, and Jack Bauer will come in for the Quakers. Here's the inbound to Malik Missouri. Jordan Foster, nice move in the lane, and he gets that one to go. Overall, a really nice day from Jordan Foster, inserted into the starting lineup, and he'll be there for the foreseeable future as he is really impressed.
You know who shot 69 yesterday? Tigers. Tigers shot 69 yesterday, guys.
Greyhounds pushing it up the floor here. Jordan Foster unable to connect on that one.
Tigers back.
And Kamari Johnson grabs the rebound.
Tigers go in the Masters this year. Calling it right now.
Here's Kayvon Samuels for 3. Hits that one. So Kayvon Samuels having a really nice day today for the Quakers. The senior leader for this Friends team. And that'll be a timeout called on the floor. 4:19 to go in the game. Gilman leads 69-35.
Nice.
As both teams will talk it over. We'll see if head coach Will Bartz keeps his starters out there or if he goes back to the bench. We've seen both sort of platoon lineups come in here in the second half. It looks like he will go to the bench. That's Zach Franks, Zach Dixon, John McGowan, Matt Smith, and Brandon Madison will come out for the Greyhounds.
And I think even these bench players have looked pretty good for the Greyhounds so far today. Certainly playing against a less formidable opponent as seen by the score, but everyone's looking good for the Greyhounds today, Hap. Really not a lot that you can say against the Greyhounds this evening.
Certainly been a pretty dominating performance. Here's Brandon Madison taking the ball up the floor for Gilman.
Yeah, B-Mac!
Matt Smith in the corner, and that's his spot. He hits again from 3. As Essex, I think he's sort of found his role over there in that far corner, as he's hitting about 50% of his shots from over there.
I was about to say he's establishing himself in the Drew Ehrlich hot corners as keyed by Julian Barron and Nathan Heinlein. And I think he's filling in for Drew Ehrlich, who's now playing at Villanova quite well.
Brandon Madison takes it up for the Greyhounds. Here's Zach Franks. Franks working, and he turns it over there. Jaden Derry with the steal. Here's Kayvon Samuels, who lays it up and in. So Gilman now leads by 35, just over 3 to go here in the game. Matt Smith again from the corner, and he's just off the mark there. So Smith unable to connect on that one. Kamari Johnson off the mark there, and Zach Dixon grabs the rebound. Under 3 to go here in the game.
Number 1, Owen Dunn coming down the court with the ball. Pass to number 4, Chip Barrett.
Here's Matt Smith again, looking for Zach Franks.
35, Sawyer Lynch.
Franks able to get it to John McGowan. No foul call there, but it's picked off by Brandon Madison. Madison just inside the 3-point line, and he connects. So Brandon Madison having a nice game. As we talked about earlier, Essex, that sweet shooting stroke is really working today here for Brandon Madison.
JV hockey game right now, but GTV won't cover it. They don't want you to see it.
Brandon Madison, just as you said, Hap, really looking good with that sweet shooting stroke.
They're just trying to make Gilman look good.
Craig Johnson off the mark there.
Hockey, but we're blowing out Friends, so they only show the Friends.
That ball goes off of a Quaker. And now Quincy Archulaya will check into the game for Friends as Kayvon Samuels heads to the bench. His night is probably over. So just over 2 minutes to go here in the game as both teams wrapping things up here. Here's John McGowan to inbound to Brandon Madison.
A little bit rowdy, let's get a little bit rowdy, let's get a little bit rowdy, let's get. Woo! Out.
Mike Willis tries to kick it out to Zach Franks there, just off the mark. Here's Mike Willis now. McGowan off the mark. Rebound there from Jack Bauer. He'll push for the Friends. Unable to connect in transition. Now there's Kamari Johnson. Here's Leibowitz for 3. And that ball's off the mark as well. Friends struggling from downtown here tonight. Here's Mike Willis. He'll drive into the lane and was caught in between there as he missed it off the glass. Leibowitz now in transition, misses the layup, and that is how the night has gone for Friends. So just over a minute to go here in the game as Brandon Madison will just choose some clock here for Gilman. Foul called there. Looked like an offensive one. So Friends will take over. And now Jaden Derry will take it up for the Quakers.
GTV is backing up.
So here's Derry. Nice move in the lane, but unable to get the finish. Foul called here. That's going to go against Zach Franks. I believe. Excuse me, they're going to call that on Zach Dixon.
Yeah, don't make a mistake like that again.
And I think with 43.1 seconds left in this game, everyone is just ready for this clock to run out.
So we'll certainly have an interesting matchup here tomorrow in the championship game with Gilman taking on West Nottingham. Both teams winning convincingly here today. As we said, West Nottingham defeated Concordia Prep 72-45 in the early game. Just waiting on the final in this game, as that's going to go off of a Quaker and stay down for Gilman.
You apply.
33 seconds to go here in the game.
Friends is not. They're full. They don't want any more.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
And a turnover here. Jaden Derry pushing it in transition. He'll lay that one up and in. So Friends able to get some late points here. 74-39 now the score, as the shot clock is now turned off. Zach Dixon just looking to dribble it out. Actually, he'll go for a shot there off the mark. So 10 seconds to go here in the game, as both teams still playing off. Shot right there from Leibowitz, and he banks it in to put the Quakers over the 40-point mark, and that will be it. So the final score here, 74-42. The Gilman Greyhounds win convincingly in their first game in the Sherman Bristow tournament. Student section a little rowdy here, so we are going to sign off from Redmond CS Finney Arena. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you here tomorrow against West Nottingham Academy. Thanks so much.